What's going on?
What do we got going on today, dog?
We got questions. We got burning out fires.
Uh-oh. I like fires.
Well, I like burning them out. So
Fires means you're doing something good, dog.
yeah, where should we start? Let me start with asking you some quick questions.
Okay.
First one: Can we, in a Morby method scenario,
Mm-hmm.
can we rent to the sellers?
It's a tricky situation. Let me ask you why. What is the situation?
It's that one with the guy with the 18 car garage. He has a realtor. You talked to him like today or yesterday, and he wanted to send over. He wanted to send over us to send over the agreements. I'm not the sorry, not the agreements, the terms through email.
18 car garage.
Okay, forget about the 18 car garage. Maybe you don't remember that.
Oh,
But
you're talking about the realtor that you're talking to?
yeah, he,
Okay.
he asked if we could rent to the sellers if we come up to an agreement.
Hmm. It's one of like the cardinal sins, what Pace would say, in creative finance is renting back to your sellers, right? Like allowing them to stay in the property. But if there's some sort of way that we can secure that he's going to pay rent, I would love to know. Sam says the answer is simple no. Here's my thoughts. Sam's like, Mike's looking for a deal right now, man. Get out of here. Um, but here are my thoughts, Sam, and I would love to hear what your thoughts would be on what I'm about to say. If they're able to secure something, like maybe pay up front for a certain amount of months or something like that, or provide some sort of proof of funds, for me, just with my risk tolerance, I think I would do it, depending on what that deal is going to cash flow. Now, my question is, why do they want to do that? So, Sam, actually, before you go, Felipe, Sam, what are your thoughts on that? Well, while Sam's typing, why do they want to do that?
Because the realtor said that they want to take their time to find a spot, and they don't want to rush into anything. But if they can already guarantee the funds and start looking for properties, it'll be easier. They might entertain us more.
Yeah, I don't like that. Sam says so many factors: securement, risk, holding costs, risk versus reward, and opportunity costs, but 99 reasons for no. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea, bro. He was saying just extend the close of escrow. Why?
Oh, okay. Just
So when you
extend it.
talk to the realtor, what you can say is like, just typically we wouldn't rent back to our sellers, but why don't we just extend the close date? And so why don't we just make this contingent upon you guys finding a place to go?
Okay, but the realtor's talking about like 90 to 180 days. Is that too
Yeah.
much?
No.
No.
I mean, think about it, bro. What are we doing with the property in a Morby method deal?
I mean, all I know is we put 65% down and we
But
rent out
what's the exit?
the exit strategy.
Yeah.
I thought we find someone to rent it out.
Yeah. So we're renting it out. So think about it. In 100 days, what is going to happen? Most likely the rents are probably going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
So why not? You see what I mean? Now, if this was a fix and flip, especially right now, I wouldn't like to have something in escrow for 100 days if we were gonna have to fix and flip it, or maybe even wholesale it. I might do it wholesale because it's like whatever. At the end of the day, if we only have $500 earnest money, worst case scenario, we lose the 500. But if we're just gonna rent it out, the rents are gonna stay going up. Yeah, and then you can always just extend it. But yeah, I would go back to the realtor and just say, hey, we can push the close date to whenever you guys want. Like, when do you guys want the close date?
Got it.
And see what he says from there. Are you willing to do the deal if we have the close date in a time frame that makes sense for you?
Let me write this down on the notes for them. But yeah, I see what you're saying. But what if it's because they want the money up front to be ready to pay for something? Is that like, do they need the money up front, or do they like think about it?
So what do they need the money up front for? To close on another property?
That's what I was thinking, because he said the only reason why they would entertain them renting back to us is because they want to take their time to find, quote unquote, like the perfect property for them.
Okay, so when he goes to buy another house, we have a purchase and sale agreement that he can go show the realtor. Like, hey, we're in escrow with another house pending us finding a place to go. So whatever proceeds that they're going to get from this property, they just put that in writing that they're going to use it towards the sale on the next property.
Got it.
You know what I mean? They don't actually physically need the funds to go put in escrow. You know what I mean?
Okay. Got it. That makes sense.
Right. Sam says perfect property will take 5 months to find. Red flag. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So I'm not giving them no freaking 65% up front and letting them drag their feet. And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Especially putting lenders in limbo. And it's a bad deal. So definitely not giving them money up front. Unless it was something like stupid where they just needed $1,000 or a couple $1,000 to go find another place to go or something like rent. Yeah, I might entertain doing that, but other than that, no.
Oh, I should say, can we just push the closing date to what? Just like
Ask him when would they want to close? How much time do you need?
okay. Well, I already have that information. He said like around 180 days. So should I just say, like, I'm just trying to figure out how to word it. Like, should we just push the closing date maximum 180 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
So ask him, hey, if we have the close date 180 days out, is your seller willing to entertain doing the deal with us?
Okay. Got it.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to ask for something in exchange, whether that's 0% interest on the freaking back end loan or whatever. If we're giving something, we got to get something in return. We're not just going to get nothing. So how you end up wording that is, hey, yeah, you know, if we can do 180 days as a close date, would your seller entertain that? They say, yeah, okay, great. The only thing that we would need in return is X. Or if we do X, that could be closing in 180 days. Would your seller be willing to give us 0% financing or whatever the case is, right? But we need something in return if we're giving something.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. How about we go over this call?
So it's for that particular one though, he's excited about doing it. They want to do it.
So what the realtor said to me, that it's his job to weigh out all the options, but they are considering us if we let them rent back. But I guess it's the same thing if we just push it back until whenever they're ready. He said that there's already other buyers that's, that are not entertaining rent to them. So apparently, there's other buyers talking about seller finance as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So he says we're the only ones that's entertaining that idea. I did say yes, so I'm gonna have to go back to him and say I was wrong.
Following your own sword, dog.
Yeah. I said yeah. I don't see why that's a problem, but I'm just gonna say that I was confused. I thought we could do it, but we couldn't.
By the way, can you hear the construction going on?
I hear like a humming, but it's very, very light. Like it doesn't. I only noticed it right when you brought it up.
Freaking knuckleheads downstairs. Go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, I only noticed it right when you brought up the construction. I didn't even hear it before.
No, you're good. Forget it.
Okay. Yeah, man. I believe I had another question, but it's not coming to me right now. But while I think about that, we can just go over some calls. I think I have two calls. One's a basic entry call, and one is burning out the fire. And you can just coach me on anything. Let me know. All right, should be this one.
What happened with the Brockton deal? Were you able to contact the sellers?
Brockton deal. No. If it's the one I'm thinking of, no. The one that you went on the appointment with?
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
The one that told us the other day that they're waiting for the attorneys to look it over.
Oh, that one? There's just so many Brockton deals. No, I couldn't get in contact with them.
Okay. And then SE, what about him?
SE, he said his partner canceled on meeting with him today. And then I said, can you just give me his number? I can just call him directly. He said, no, I want to try to convince him because he apparently like it's easier for him to convince him than me, which makes sense because they know each other personally.
Okay. What's a good request for giving the seller these 180 days? So I'm assuming you might have it in the background on YouTube or something. I just heard some feedback. I don't know what it was, but I'm assuming what the question means is like, what can you ask in return? On this particular deal, it will be what we call a Morby method deal, where we're coming in with 65% down, and the rest of the money that we owe the seller, we will pay them over time. Now, when we pay them over time, typically the seller is going to want interest. So I'm going to say something along the lines of, hey, if we extend this thing 180 days, we're going to need some help on the interest. That's just the first thing that popped in my mind. But once I have a better idea of what's going on with the actual structuring of the deal, I'll know what a better way is to figure out what to ask for. So for example, when somebody says, oh yeah, I need 60 days to close for something, right? And we want to close in 30 days. We could say something along the lines of, well, hey, the market at the moment is changing by the week. Like we're seeing 3% on the after repair value come down every single month. So I don't mind extending the close date all the way to 60 days out, but we're going to need that 3%. We're going to have to factor in that 3% on our purchase price because of how the market is changing. So if I'm going to give you the extra 30 days to close, I'm going to need a discount essentially, but you say it in a way that makes sense to them. You gotta say something like I just said. Hey, yeah, I don't mind closing in 60 days. The problem is we don't know what's going on with the market right now. We're actually seeing a 3% decrease in value every single month. So, I mean, if we do a 60-day close, we would just ask that we get 3% off the purchase price. And that's how you can come down on the purchase price.
Yeah, I remember the second question I needed to ask you. I was wondering if you could get in contact with your network of sub 2 down in Florida, and if you could find or ask someone if they know a contractor in Tampa. The reason why I ask for this is because I think there's this deal that you sent me today about this guy in Florida, and I feel like the best way for us to like get on his like, I don't know, the good side or something. It's not like we're on a bad side, but it's if we help him with another project.
So Felipe is trying to provide some freaking value.
Exactly. He had a contractor. The contractor just left him in the dust in the middle of this flip he has in Tampa. And
Okay.
he said he was planning on selling it and everything. But I was like, hey, like you should definitely finish it. Don't give up on that project just because some guy gave up on you. And then I said, I have a good network in Florida. Let me see if I can hook you up with a contractor. If not, we could talk about the house as well.
Okay. So he doesn't want to sell it?
He was thinking about selling it, right? Here's the thing as well, and I needed your opinion on this. He said he does not assign contracts. He does not want his property to be assigned.
Okay.
So I told him that's fine. I mean, we do other stuff too. That's not our bread and butter. So I'm guessing novations are like the way to go about it.
Yeah, what does he need, bro? Does he really need that contractor referral, or does he need somebody to finish the project for him or to buy the house from him? Like, what's the problem that we need to solve? It sounds like to me from the conversation that we're having right now that the problem to solve is just getting this thing off the guy's hands, whether that's the construction part of it or just buying the house outright and getting it completely off his hands.
Well, what he needs is a contractor, but if he can't find one, he would sell the property. He would sell his project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey man, my contractor, I contacted my contractor down there and he's super, super freaking booked. I don't know if he's going to even be able to make it over to your property. I mean, I can keep trying to bug him, but if he's going to be super busy and you don't find a contractor, what is the next steps for you? What does that look like? Oh, okay. So, I mean, what if we did X? And then that can either be a novation or a fix and flip. But at the end of the day, it does sound like he needs help with the project. If he already got screwed over by a contractor, do you think that he wants to go hire another contractor, or do you think he would rather have somebody take care of everything else?
I mean, my personal opinion from the way this guy was talking is I believe he would rather get a contractor, but I think he might be over his head because he said he's not a flipper and he said, I'm gonna try it. He's a buy and hold investor.
Got it. Yeah, dude, we do have a network down there, and I can get a contractor over there. But I would really, really figure out if he would rather just get rid of it.
Okay,
or
but just
get rid of
just
the
so you, yeah, and just so you understand that the house we're talking about right now, I don't know the address or anything. He just brought it up in the middle conversation that he has another property.
Love it. So, hey, man, I talked to the group. We do have a contractor around that area, but he's been super, super freaking booked. Like, I don't even know if I want to refer him to you. And he said he can't get out there for a little bit. I mean, if you can't find a contractor, what are your plans?
Okay.
Would you ever consider selling it? Well, yeah. I mean, we could either partner up with you on the fix and flip and do it, or buy it from you. What is the address? And figure out the details. Okay, what do you owe? What do you want for it? All that, and figure out if it's something that we can help him with on an ovation or a cash deal. Because it really does sound like that is his best route.
Okay. Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep. And the main property we talked about, if novation works, if the numbers work for novation, then we could possibly get the deal. But he already has offers on the table as well.
Which one?
The one in Pompano. It's almost ARV is like $875.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So what is he doing with the other offers?
just collecting them for now. He says he's talking to every investor that calls him and just sees who's the highest bidder.
Okay, so how long do you need? How long do you plan on fielding those offers?
He will make a decision once he's legally allowed to sell the house.
Oh yes, because he's going through a divorce.
He's going through some legal stuff, some violations of his property, and he's fixing all that.
Dude, keep on him. This is somebody that once the time comes to where he's legally able to sell the property and you've been in his wheelhouse this whole entire time, you'll get the deal. Because anybody else that's giving him crazy offers, one is either a wholesaler that don't know what they're doing and just shooting out numbers in the dark and is going to screw him over at the end of the day, or they're just talking absolute bullshit to him. Like low ass numbers that don't solve his problem.
Yeah, I brought that up to him too. There might be like people just throwing out numbers and hope it sticks.
Mm-hmm. So what I would do is I would beat up the whole entire competition. Talk how freaking they're either giving lowball offers or they're giving crazy high offers and they're probably not buyers. Like, hey man, I mean I get it. We own properties too. We get the calls all the time. But stay in his wheelhouse. Because it sounds, if I remember that league correctly, I think a novation agreement is the best way to solve his problem.
I think so too.
I can't imagine too many other wholesalers offering him that option.
Yeah, I think so too. If I'm not sure if you remember the numbers or anything, but he has an offer at 800. So if that's a real offer, I mean, ARV is 875.
Yeah, dude, that's way too high.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, I'll keep on that guy. I build really good rapport with him, so
love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now let's get to some calls. Do you want me to start the call, or do you have anything else you want to bring up?
No, you're good. I'm gonna call a seller too. How many calls you got to go over?
Just one for real, and then we have time we can do.
All right, let's play that call and then I'll call a seller.
Okay, cool.
Hello?
Donna, good morning. It's Felipe.
Oh, hi. No, I'm going to go with a real estate agent.
Oh, you're going for an agent?
Your guy called the other day, well, last week, and said $380,000 is what you guys will offer because you can turn around and sell it later for more. I'm not going to do that.
That's crazy. I thought he said something about in the high 400s.
Yeah, that's what I said. And he said, no, he's wrong. We're not going that way.
So he didn't tell you anything about partnering up, and then he giving you offer for in the high 400s?
He wants to, nope, he said 380. He said, you guys don't go that way.
We don't go that way.
He said he's seen something, I guess, on your desk or wherever, and he said he didn't talk to you about it, but he's the one that does the finances or something, and he said no. Yeah, he said no. And he said, well, we'll come up and look at it, and he says, if we can't come up to a deal, I'll give you some hints on what to do, but, I'm not selling that well.
Got it. So even if we gave you someone around the high 400s, you wouldn't be.
I would go for that, but I'm not going for 380.
Yeah, I know. I know that. I knew you wouldn't settle anything for anywhere low, even in the 400s.
I mean, that's what he said. He said you don't go any.
You know what I think he did, because he was talking about giving you a cash offer, a sight unseen, and that's when we.
No, he said he'd come up and look at it 380, and I said no.
Yeah, no,
I said it's got the land and everything.
Got it. Okay, I definitely know what he was saying now. So I know we can go do the high 400s if we partner up with you, and then we go in there, and then we can fix it up a little bit and sell it, and that's how we can afford those high 400s.
All right, so what would you do?
So our company,
would. So first of all, we're going to check out the property, make sure it's not, falling down. Obviously, I assume it's not you. I don't. It doesn't sound like you would lie to us. But we just have to take a look at it, and then if the property needs like some cosmetic repairs or something, we'll put our own money into the property, and then we'll just sell it, and then that's how we can make. Oh, I should have more to pay you the higher 400s.
Good correction.
Instead of us just buying it in just all cash,
Pause it really quick.
selling it, and then.
I like that, bro. I like that you recognized, hey, let me not go down the path of saying, and that's how we make our money.
Yeah.
but it shows in the call that you're human, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people will be like, oh no, I've messed up. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you were just corrected yourself, and you're like, oh no, I mean, how we get you the most money, right? So it's okay to correct yourself. It shows in the call that you're human. A lot of people think that you got to have boom, 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 everything completely down. But if you're stalling or something, it just shows that you're a human being.
Exactly.
You sound professional. Oh. Go ahead.
But yeah, I stutter all the time too, and I just keep going. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm sorry, buying all cash, fixing it up, and then selling it. If we just go in there and put our own money into the property while you still own it, and then we just sell it, you can afford the high 400s. Basically, we do this with a lot of sellers that don't want to put in the work of working with agents and showings. We'll do all that, the hassle. And I think that's what he was saying.
And then you do this, so you do the showing and everything?
We do everything. You don't have to worry about anything. All you have to worry about is getting paid, which you will if it sells.
Okay, the thing is though, I don't leave the house.
You don't leave.
I don't leave that office, and usually when you have someone,
I don't need the house.
It doesn't leave.
You don't want to leave.
Oh, you're talking about like when the contractors go over there to take a look, or are you talking about when people want to look at the house?
When people want to look at the house.
Oh, got it. I mean, usually when we get to that point of doing showings, I mean, it'll probably just be one day, and I'm not sure if that'd be okay.
One day's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but that's usually how showings work. Like we'll have one day and like one day only for 2 hours. First come, first serve. They take a look. If they don't show up, they'll, they weren't motivated enough to buy the house.
Oh.
Because that's usually how the agents do it nowadays, unless like the property is having some real trouble selling. But we're not really having trouble selling our properties too bad.
I haven't seen anybody around this neighborhood having a hard time selling.
Exactly.
I mean, within 2 months they're sold. Some of them aren't even on the market 3 days and they're gone. And it all depends on what you're doing with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't really have a problem. I don't think there'll be a problem. I'm very confident in this will work out. We crunch our numbers pretty well, so it doesn't happen. But I can guarantee we're not gonna. If he goes over there and take a look, he's not gonna give you a lowball offer around those 300s at all, because that's a completely different strategy. We call it our concierge service. We just take over and do all the hassle work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it needs that much anyway. I mean, it needs work, but it certainly don't need over $100,000 work.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't expecting to be that much. I was expecting them like 30, maybe 50 maximum, like nothing too serious.
Yeah, I didn't even think it would hit 50.
I don't think so either, but I'm just like maybe around that range, 30 to 50, maybe even 20.
Yeah.
That's why we need to take a look, and then we can just kind of assess, and then that's how we can give you a better offer.
Because, I mean, I know like mine, I think, needs the most work. Like I said, I did the third floor 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember. And
I'm just going to speed it up a little bit because she just starts talking about condition again.
So up to this point, how do you feel?
I feel good. I mean, I got her back to
thought process through everything.
What was that?
Explain your thought process. First thing, explain why, like, what was the point of the call in the first place?
Oh, okay. So I went in the call just to confirm or to set up the on-site appointment for Monday.
Yeah.
Right when I pick up, I say my name. She recognizes who I am. She just says, "Nope, I'm not doing it." Walls up. He lowballed off for me. I don't want to talk to you guys. Like, hang up the phone. And I'm like, "Hey, wait. What is going on?" Like, I'm trying to understand why she feels this way. So then she talks about your conversation and everything, and then, but I remember because I heard your conversation with her, and I remember you told her about the novation. So I'm trying to help her remember that, hey, we have this other option that we don't have to give you 380.
I told her 380 on a cash offer, correct?
Yes, you did, and then you told her high fours on
And
an
that's
ovation.
how I got the appointment.
Exactly. That's it. Exactly. Because she wouldn't make an appointment if you offered her 380.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know, she completely forgot about the second option. So I'm just trying to bring her back to reality and say, hey, we have more options. We're not just cash offers and we're done. We can figure out other strategies to help you. And then luckily she was open minded, so she wanted to listen again, and I got her to calm down and see that we don't just lowball for everyone. We have other options to help.
Love it. Okay, good job, dog.
Basically that's basically it. I mean, the rest of the conversation is just her talking about other investors and the condition of the house.
And then she confirmed the on-site for Monday.
Yep.
Good job, bro.
Yeah.
That's freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good job.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't do that, we would have had a problem.
Yeah.
We went there, maybe she wasn't there. But
Yeah,
at least now she knows, and now she's super excited. And did you hear her voice change once you brought it up?
Yeah,
completely.
completely.
Oh, okay. So what you did there is you caught her attention.
Mm-hmm.
Let her vomit all her shit out. Like, let her release her shit. And then finally say something that catches her attention. Oh, no. I think maybe there was a complete misunderstanding. 380 was another type of offer that we would have gave, but the reason why we're going out to the property is because of the second option where we can get you more money. So we already scratched that first option off the table. That we know that doesn't make any sense for you. And man, good job explaining it. Good job, bro. Good job.
Thank you.
Overall. I'm gonna call this seller.
All right.
All right, let's see. Can you hear it?
Please leave it.
Okay, so just for anybody watching, we double and triple dial all of our sellers. If they don't answer on the first dial, we call again.
Please leave your name.
Triple dial. Hello,
Hello,
Denise.
who's calling?
Hey, this is Mike. How are you?
Okay.
Sorry, I called you a couple of times. For some reason, it wasn't ringing. But anyways, my name is Mike. You talked to the other Mike on my team about selling the property in Grove Street. I was wondering if you had a second to chat about it really quick. We're looking to buy it.
How many nights per year?
Say that again?
How many nights per year?
Oh, all the Mikes, because it's the best name ever.
Okay, right now I can't talk to you about that because I'm drinking, so I have to call you back.
Okay, so just to verify really quick, you are looking to sell that property?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay, got it. Do you have a timeline in mind of when you're looking to sell it?
Can we talk about it? No, because I have kids in the bus and I'm drinking. I can't do this call.
Yeah, no problem. When should I call you back?
The next, if you can go back the next half an hour or so.
Tomorrow?
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, why don't I call you tomorrow morning?
Okay.
Alrighty. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. You have a good night.
Thank you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
So typically what I'll do there, right, is I try to push to get some more information. But I think that they said that they got to run. And I try to say, hey, just to verify really quick, you are looking to sell the property, right? By the way, I mean, when are you guys looking to sell? And then all of a sudden, you'll catch yourself in a rabbit hole of talking to them 5-10 minutes down the line. But in some cases, they do need to run. Felipe, what went on this week, dog? What do you got going on for next week? Like, how are we going to push the ball forward on some things?
My top priorities are to to stay on top of these 3 sellers that are dragging their feet, but they say they want to do the deal, right? So I got to stay on top of that to make sure they actually commit. That's my priority. Other than that, though, I'm hammering these phones to try to get as much opportunities to find other deals in our system.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened this week as far as like any breakthroughs or any cool seller stories or anything like that?
Yeah, so for breakthroughs, like we talked about this morning, I found out that I need to be more curious in my conversations, because back then I wasn't a curious person. I kind of just asked why, but didn't go deep into really why they want to do it. So I'm just always asking why for like on basically everything, and then that's how I peel the onion and figure out the story, see what's behind the closet, to see what's actually going on with these sellers. And sometimes they have valid reasons.
You know what's funny? Curious is like one of my favorite words right now. Curiosity is literally like one of the most important things.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps you going, dog. Even in life in general, in business, curiosity literally keeps you going. It keeps the ball moving forward in your life. Hey, I'm curious. I'm not good at something. I'm curious of how good I can get at something. I'm curious of how good I can get at talking to sellers. I'm curious of how many freaking businesses I can build. I'm curious of how much money I can make. You see what I'm saying? Curiosity is amazing, but especially when it comes to sellers. It's funny that you say that because, as you know, we're helping Karen out, acquisition manager as well.
Yep.
I was just talking to her, and she was listening to one of my calls, and I was like, "Hey, what did you get from that call?" She was like, "Oh my God, I didn't even realize that the acquisition call is more about nurturing and figuring everything out and setting follow-up." She's like, "I just thought once you get on the phone with the acquisition leads that you just close it." I'm like, "No, you got to nurture."
Yep.
She's like, "Okay, I have such a better idea now of what I need to do." Right? Because on the particular call that I went on one of her acquisition calls that got kicked up from Alex.
Okay.
That she went on. That she was assigned to. And I called that lead and I just pushed the ball forward just a little bit. Just a little bit. It wasn't like a crazy hot motivated lead, but I got it to the next steps to have a follow-up call on Monday. And she didn't realize that. She figured out, in her mind, she was like, oh, I thought that there's like some crazy ninja stuff that you're supposed to do in the very first call to close it. I'm like, no, you just nurture. It's like raising a kid, right? If you're raising a kid and the kid is 1 year old, you don't just jump to 18 years old. You got to nurture them all the way up to 18 until they can go leave or whenever, right? Just for the sake of example. But you got to take it step by step. You got to show them how to do the ABCs, and then maybe the next month the 1, 2, 3s, right? Like there's steps. Just like with these sellers, you have steps. There's steps that you take in the selling process. It's not just bada bing, bada boom, close. Actually, probably like freaking 2% of deals are that way. Bada bing, bada boom, close. Like it doesn't really work like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dog, good stuff this week. Let's freaking next week. Let's close a deal on this freaking live, dog.
Yeah, let's get some people on these calls.
Love it. Good job this week, bro.
Thank you, Mike.